If you are buying a property after the appeal deadline and you think the property is overassessed, you can have the current owner file an appeal for you, and you could then take over that appeal. So you basically don't lose the opportunity to challenge the year that we are in. So that's number one. Number two, you need to understand how the common level ratio works. So you need to be able to look at what you're buying the property for, apply the ratio, and you can then determine what an accurate or fair assessment value for your property would be. So for example, in 2025, the common level ratio is 52.7%. So if you have a property worth $1 million, just to give us an even number, technically, if you bought that property for $1 million, the property should be assessed at 52.7% of that value, or $527,000. If the assessment in that example is $800,000 and you just bought the property for $1 million, the assessment is too high. So you need to be able to compute that or reach out to someone that can help you compute that so you understand whether or not your assessment is too high or if your assessment is too low. Because if the assessment is too low, you may be looking at a school district filed appeal and the taxes may go up on that property. So understanding what the appropriate assessment value would be is very important because you pay property taxes every year. And knowing if that's going to change up or down can certainly factor into that purchase.
But it sounds like one of the key tips that you're offering here to someone who is in the process of purchasing a home, especially if that property is set to close on or after September 1st of this year. Don't wait to close in order to have the property tax appeal filed, because you're going to have to pay an entire year of extra taxes if you do. Instead, talk to the owner, the agents who are helping you with the sale, and make sure that the current owner files an appeal before the deadline so that once you buy the property, you can take over the appeal and you can use the sale price as evidence in your appeal to hopefully make your 2026 taxes lower and not have to wait until 27.
The important thing is being able to calculate where your assessment should be. So you better understand, do I have a case for a reduction? Or conversely, do I think my taxes might go up after I buy a property? Which is something a lot of people don't consider. When I speak to people after a school district files an appeal, they say, I had no idea this was going to happen.
No way. No way.
I calculated my mortgage payments based on what I'm paying right now. I didn't know that the property taxes might go up significantly. This impacts my ability to afford this house. So knowing that component when you're buying a property is really important because, again, this is something that impacts you every single year for as long as you own that property. So it can be a significant, benefit or detriment depending on which way that would go.